everyone, I'm Tony and welcome back to my channel, and I'm so happy to give you guys our stroke camp video. And I know that sounds weird, but we went to a stroke camp. My mother had a stroke 2.5 years ago, and we belong to a stroke support group. And these amazing people have been telling us about this camp ever since we started going to these groups. And they just talked it up, and my mom's like, we gotta go, we gotta go. And we just haven't been able to go. And this past year, we're like, okay, we are going to do this. And so we went, we were on the wait list, and we finally got approved, and we finally went to stroke camp. And let me tell you, it was amazing. Everything that our friends said was true. End result, I highly recommend it. So for the next few minutes, I am sorry if this is a long video. There was a lot to do this weekend, and I didn't actually record during the sessions and things like that because, you know, people's privacies and things like that. But I gave you a basic overview, showed you what it looked like. The camp took place in Prescott. It was over a 3-day weekend. We got there on a Friday, we left Sunday, and it was amazing. It totally gave us what we needed. It's done by a group called Retreat and Refresh, I believe is the name of it. I will put all the links down below. And the one here in Arizona took place in Prescott. It was sponsored, I believe, by Dignity Health, which is amazing. Thank you guys. You guys do great work. And so I will put all the links down below if you guys would like to do this eventually. If you're in another state, see if your state does anything like this. It really was great at bringing stroke survivors and their caregivers together. We met a lot of great people. We met a lot of nurses, doctors, and just the people that run the camp are just amazing. So stay tuned for this video and see what we did for that weekend. Morning, it is Friday morning. I believe today is the 18th. I am on my way to go pick up my mom. We are going to the Retreat and Refresh Stroke Camp. And I'm doing this on my camera, so I'm sorry if it's shaky. But we're going to the Retreat and Refresh Stroke Camp. My mother has been wanting to go to this retreat ever since she heard about it almost 2.5 years ago. It's supposed to be really great. Not only is it for stroke survivors, it's also for their caregivers. I'm really looking forward to going and meeting other people who deal with what we deal. I know it'll be great for my mom. A whole bunch of her friends from her stroke support group are going. So I'm looking forward to it because these people are freaking hilarious. So it's going to be a good time. We have a great time. I was looking at itinerary. I'm very intrigued by the opening and closing drum circle because my joke is that we're going to go sing Kumbaya and talk about our feelings, and y'all know I am not a feeling person. I mean, I will talk about things, I will, but I'm a very logical person, which I love that aspect about the stroke camp because they actually are going to have a doctor there. But yeah, let's go get our stroke camp adventure on our way. Woo! So we're here in Prescott and we're meeting some friends for lunch, and this is my mom, Virginia.
Hi.
And like I said, we're going to a stroke camp, and so we're gonna go have dinner. Lunch. We're gonna meet some friends for lunch, and we're gonna have some fun. So join us on an adventure. Made it to Prescott. We're here at the stroke camp, and it is beautiful. And let me just say, I forgot my selfie stick and my tripod, the little tiny one. That's okay. I am sorry if this moves. I have stabilization on this camera. I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, it is gorgeous. We're in a little cabin. I think there's about maybe 6 rooms in this one little section. They have little lodges, but it is beautiful. It is really beautiful. Wait till you see our view. Right now I'm in, that's our room. I'm in this little patio. Let me show you the view from this room. This is the view from our room. It is gorgeous. If you go like this, that's another room right there, and then there's a place you can go sit. There's another lodge up there. Our friends Frankie and Marianne are up there, and there's 2 more rooms, and then there's another lodge, and then if you go that way, there's Marianne. If you go that way, that's where the main hall is. So it is 3 p.m. I don't think we have our first activity until 4 p.m. and that is the It's like a drum circle for everyone to get reacquainted. I guess they open the camp with that because they have another one at the end, which I believe is how they close off the camp. Let me show you our room. It's tiny, it's cute, it's very rustic, and I love rustic, so yeah. And let me show you what my mom's doing, okay? She's supposed to be resting. So this is our room. That goes to the other room, little table, you know, my mama's pacemaker thing. And then I have, gotta have that. So this is the bedroom, that's the front. That's a view when you first walk in. This is the bathroom. It's actually pretty big for a bathroom, and I love how they have the little chair. I'm gonna try that out. And then I got all my lovely stuff. Wonder Woman! My bed. Nisha, you playing Mahjong?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm relaxing.
She is relaxing. She's enjoying herself. So this is the camp schedule. We are right here right now. We got a drum circle, a survivor and caregiver get acquainted breakout groups. We have dinner at 6, team activities at 7, a campfire at 8:30. Then they have volunteer meter, and then camp quiet time is 10. And that's when I'm gonna go get ice and maybe some stuff for coffee. Then we wake up at 7, and we have all this stuff for tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes. So in our first caregiver support meeting, this is the quote that I was given, and I had to explain why it meant something to me. And basically it's that in this whole journey, I learned that I can't make everybody happy. I have to focus on the important thing and just do that. I'll go crazy if I try to make everyone happy. There's Mom. We're heading back to the main lodge. We're going to do some kind of stroke survivor. That's where we ate. I love that house right there.
I think somebody lives in it.
Really? Oh. What do I need to do to get that?
Win the lottery.
Yeah. There is deer. Did you guys see that? There's deer. There's another one. Okay, it's official. Prescott is the most beautiful place. There's 3 of them right there. You see them? See them? There's 3 of them. Oh my God, I am such a city slicker. So amazed at deer. Bye, deer. Oh, that is awesome. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning, and I just went to go get some coffee and a razor blade because I forgot a razor, and I have to shave every day. But on the way back from Safeway back to the camp, I saw those 3 deers. Did you guys see the 3 deers? And this is a pretty populated area of Prescott. I mean, that's a major road right there, and I still am looking at them, and that's amazing. I'm going to go back to the camp, and I'm going to take some footage of the forest so you guys can see how beautiful it is. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Everyone is very nice here, and it's so crisp and clean. And I know they had a fire about a week ago, about a mile away. You can smell faint fire, but it just, I think, adds to the earthiness. I love it. Happy Saturday, everyone. We are day 2 of the stroke camp here. Yesterday was amazing. It was really nice. They started out with a drum circle, and then we split up into survivor and caregiver groups, and it was really great. And I'm really not going to go into detail into people's stories because it's pretty much like Vegas. What happens at stroke camp stays at stroke camp as far as the stories and stuff. But it's very motivating to see that I'm with other people who go through the same things I do, because your emotions go through so much range taking care of someone who has a stroke. And it's good because this is a place where we could be totally honest and say what we want to say but never wanted to say out loud, and someone will say it and everyone's like, yes, and that just leads on to a whole new conversation. By the time you leave, you realize, okay, you know what, it's just not me, and you get this support, this feeling that there are others in your journey. And then we went to dinner. Dinner was great. It was wonderful. I do keto, so I was definitely able to find things that I could eat. And then we did it was like a Survivor type of the TV show Survivor type of thing, where we were all separated and put on different islands, and we had all these things we had to do. It was kind of a mixer to get to know people, and it was really, really great. It was really fun. It was great seeing people who were usually so shy and reserved come out of their shells. So I love that. So today we have breakfast here in about an hour, and then we do a camp photo where we take our pictures. Then we do for an hour the survivor caregiver groups again. Really looking forward to that. And then from 10 to 12 we have dancing, pampering. You can get massages and stuff. Crafts. They actually have a lip balm making one that I want to do. Then we do lunch at 12. We do individual family photos at 1. And then we do rest time from 1:15 to 4. And we're going to take a nap because we're up higher, so the air is thinner. My mom gets tired really, really easy. And then we have a movie at 2. At 4, we have a doctor who's going to be talking. There's a neurologist here. 4:15, we do the survivor care groups again. Then we do dinner at 6. 7 is a stroke camp beach party. It's a luau theme, so looking forward to that. And then 8 o'clock, we have relax time, bingo, games, just a bunch of different things. And then quiet time is at 10. This is really, really great. It's amazing. I'm shooting some footage so you guys can see what Prescott looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got to be in the 60s here. It's a little bit chilly. Remember, I'm from Arizona, so I'm not used to cold. I had a sweater on. Right now I got my cardigan on, and it's perfect. I got my jeans rolled up like I always do. But it is nice. It is beautiful. The air is so crisp, like I said, and I don't experience this a lot, so I'm taking advantage of that. A lot of people out here running, walking their dogs. If you are a stroke survivor or caregiver, I highly recommend coming up here and doing this. It is worth it. There's a lot of people here from out of state, and that is amazing. I guess they only do it in a few states, so people fly out from other states, and highly recommend. So this is the main lodge. This is where all of our activities is taking place. It's called the Newell Center. And then as you come this way down this beautiful path, which it's so nice. But if you ever come here and you have difficulty walking, I suggest you take the little carts. These are more cabins. Down there, I'll show you, down there is where we're going to eat. But I think this is beautiful. This is called the Rock Chapel. And I mean, look at this. It's just, they're just rocks in a formation. One of the ladies that I'm with said that on Sunday they have like a devotional kind of church service. But she said that she comes here and she just sits and reflects. They've got this really nice formation right here. I really think that's beautiful. But let me go to the back and I will show you what I mean. And I mean, oh, look at all these cabins. Okay, so this is looking at the back of it. If you see, you got pews. This is places where you sit. You got pews. And then you got the cross right there. And then if you notice closer right here, if you notice closer right here is the altar. I'm sorry, that's the, if you look right here, you have a podium, then you have an altar. As we get closer, you can tell the podium right there. See? Podium right there, altar right there. And there's a cross. So when you turn around, if I was to stand at the podium, there's your pews. Isn't that beautiful? I just love that rock formation. It is so nice and so cool here. This is further down the path. That's where we eat down there. They got a little swing right there. Someone's sitting on it. And they've got this beautiful house. And that is where the rock formation is. That's the rock formation. Absolutely beautiful. If you look closely, you can see the cross. So we just finished the survivor caregivers second out of 3 groups, and we were just talking about how you take a situation that you're not happy about it, and you take it from a I have to point of view to a I get to. So, you know, I have to get the kids ready every morning. You change that into I get to get the kids ready every morning, because you kind of change your frame of thought. It was called reframing. Change the way you look at things, the way you view things, and you're a lot happier. Smile when you say it, because something in the brain recognizes smile means happy feelings, and you'll start to change the way you think about it. I have this thing, it's called fake it till you make it. And my thing is, you get to complain for 5 minutes. You complain for 5 minutes, get it all out there, and after that, you smile while you're talking about what you're dealing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to deal with this mess, and we're going to do this, because you're changing you're reframing, you're changing the way you think about things. And after a while, your body actually does start to look at things in a positive way. Remember, we take a negative and we change it into positive. So that's what this whole thing was about. And so we went around the room and I talked about how there are changes in our lives going on. You know, we have people moving into my house who are starting their lives all over. You know, I had to come to the stroke camp this weekend, even though someone was coming to my house and I wanted to be there for that. And, you know, work is going crazy, so we're having to deal with that. And so, you know, I complained about, oh my God, I got to do this. I've been wanting to repaint rooms. I've been wanting to clean this room. I've been wanting to do all this stuff. And I changed it. I changed my way of thinking into, we get to help people start over in their lives. We get to help them make their lives be what they want to be. So we're helping in that. I get to paint these rooms into my house what I want it to be. I want color in my house. I want it to be positive colors and make a happy space for things. I get to be on the ground floor of this new program at work, and so I get to see how it works. And the most important one, and I teared up about this, I get to spend the weekend with my mother. I get to spend the weekend here with my mother at stroke camp. Because we've been trying for the past 2 years to come here, and we finally made it an opportunity. We got off the wait list. And I don't know how many chances I get to do this. My mother had a stroke. She's going to be 68. I could be in a car accident. There's many reasons why next year we won't be here. But I get to have this experience with my mother. This is why I've held off making stroke videos, because it's so personal to me and it's so emotional, and I am not an emotional person. I am logic. But I'm having a great experience here with my mother, and I get to share this with her. My second animal, wild animal of the day, the wacky lizard. So now we are going to go to lunch. It is almost 12. So tell me, Mom, how do you feel about the camp?
I love it here. They help me a lot and get my feelings out, and I like it.
It's a lot of good support, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I will say that it is a lot of good support. It's nice knowing that there's other people who are going through the same things you're going. And I don't know about you, but we were giving a lot of advice to, especially to the newer people who are going through all this.
Oh yeah, we had some, but everybody was crying, but everything was good.
It's a good cry,
like
I
it.
think. I think it's a good cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it out of your system.
Yeah, we have a lady who just went through it just a few months ago. Her husband did. And when she realized that things were getting better, because one of the problems is that doctors tell you, like, after 6 months to a year that you're really not going to have any more progress, and she was getting kind of frustrated because her husband's not there. But I was telling her that in this past year, my mother, actually, her memory has been coming back. She's remembering things. So we're telling the lady, we're like, you know what? Don't let it get to you. It will get better. It always gets better.
No,
So
there's one person that they told him not to expect anything else. It's not going to get better, but it will. It will.
it will. You never give up. You just got to keep working at it. So yeah. So now on to lunch. Okay, so it is 1 o'clock. We did lunch. It was a turkey salad croissant. I didn't have the croissant. I did have a couple cookies. I can feel the sugar high. My eyeballs are shaking. But I think that's the only bad thing I've had this entire weekend. They have salad, build your own salad bar, which is amazing. And, you know, I sat with some nurses and we had a good talk, and I was telling him in this whole stroke experience that we've had, the nurses have been amazing. We've gotten more out of the nurses than we have the doctors, because the nurses know all the tricks and the nurses knows all the tips and tricks, and they really helped us a lot. So, you know, I thank them for what they do because they're amazing. And the nurses here come here because they either had somebody in their family who had strokes, or they work with stroke victims, and this helps them learn what their patients are going through. Kind of winded. It's a higher altitude, the air is thinner, and so I get a little tired. We're gonna go back. We have free time until 4 p.m. and we've decided not to do any of the crafts or go to the movie, which is either Blue Hawaii or Jaws. They're having an argument about it. I voted for Jaws, but you know. But yeah, we're gonna go take a nap. Maybe get on the phone. I don't know, with the sugar going through me, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take a nap. I don't know if y'all can see back there. There's some guys walking without shirts. Oh, there they, I hear them. I'll see you guys later. Oh, at 4 p.m. we're going to have a talk with Dr. John, who's a neurologist. It's going to be a question and answer, and then I think we're having a luau later tonight. Dinner's at 6, and I believe the luau's after that. So, fun times. Fun times. It is Sunday morning. It is the last morning of the stroke camp, and we are on our way to go get breakfast. So, did you do everything you want to do at this camp?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
You met some new people?
A lot of people.
So, in your support groups, did you get a lot of answers, or you felt better about yourself after that?
Oh, yes. A lot better. Yeah.
There you go. I think it's really nice because not only is it beautiful, but you meet some really great people who have gone through what you're going through, and it kind of gives you that little boost of, you know what, it's better.
But sometimes the people go through a lot worse than we do, and we have to realize that we're better off than they are, because God gave us a little bit more time to get to know these people and to appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
And I think it's good for them. You know, you have people here who just started off or have been for years, and you know, it is true they are a little bit harder off than we are, but it gives them motivational, because like I was talking to this one woman, and she's just devastated because the doctors told her her husband will not get better. But you know, we've gone to her and we're like, you know what, we're like 2, 3, 4 years down the road, and our loved ones are still getting better. Don't listen to the doctors. Yes. There's always improvement. Yes, always. You just got to work at it. I think the thing is, a lot of these people, the doctors tell people this is it, there's no more improvement, and people believe that and they stop trying. You have always got to keep trying. I know with you, with my mother, we found out accidentally that doing crochet actually helped her with the strength in her hands, and she's gotten better on that. In the past year, her memory is getting better.
And I remember a lot of things.
She's remembering a lot of things she used to do. And it's, you know, it's little things that I didn't remember. But then when she hit, I'm like, oh my God. And then I feel bad because I'm like, oh my God, that's right. She used to do that, and she used to enjoy it. But it's, you know, it's the little day-to-day things that you take for granted, that when you don't have it anymore, you realize, oh my God, how wonderful it was. So are we coming back next year?
Yes, I would like to come back next year.
It is amazing, and like I keep saying, I highly recommend. And let me tell you, there is so much food.
Look at how it looks. It looks beautiful.
It is beautiful out here. Yeah. But we are going to go eat more food. If there's one thing you are not at this camp, it's hungry. You are never hungry because there is so much food.
Before you know it, it's time to go to breakfast.
Yeah.
And then you're busy, and you're in lunch, and then dinner.
I know. And it's like you're forcing yourself to eat because they have such good food. But yeah, so we're going to go have breakfast, and we'll check in with you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Oh.
Wild animal number 3. It's a little bunny. How cute is that? So we've seen deer, lizards, and bunny. There's 2 of them. Aww. So after lunch, we played these games where we had to stack these solo cups. Basically, we had to go and stack these solo cups 4 high. We then had a paper in between them, and we had to pull out the paper so the solo cups would fall one on each other. And I don't know how, but I did it all the first time. And as you can tell, I was very excited. Okay, so it is Sunday and we are done with breakfast. We've come back to our rooms. We packed up, got rid of everything we need to get rid of. Stuff is actually in the car. And what we're going to do here in about half hour is we're going to meet up, have one last competition, the closing drum circle, and everyone just exchange information. And then it's back to reality. Now, why do I think something like this would be helpful? It's the same reason I think things like stroke support groups are helpful. Anytime we go through anything, it always helps to have people who are going through what you've gone through. It's a good thing to meet people like that because people have suggestions, people have tricks, people have solutions to your problems. And sometimes, even if there's nothing that can be done about your situation, it's nice knowing that you're not alone, that there's somebody else who's going through it. And that is such a big comfort. It really, really is. I know I've spent a lot of time with other caregivers, and it's been nice. I know there are women who have done this for years, and they discovered stuff this weekend because they asked questions and other people were giving information, and it made them maybe change the way they looked at it. That's what we need. That is what my channel is all about. Let's educate ourselves, not just give people information so they can be educated, but we should be learning things constantly. We are sponges, and every experience changes us. Every experience helps us grow. Remember, I'm a gamer. Every experience helps us level up. So I love the fact that I took so much out of this weekend. I'm going back, I'm refreshed, I'm rejuvenated, I'm given more hope and inspiration than I had before, and definitely looking forward to next year. Definitely looking forward to next year. Things that I learned. Strokes can happen to anyone. We have people here with a stroke who are in their 20s. She looks to be early 20s. We have people who are in their 80s. It hits so many different age ranges. And honestly, I didn't know what a stroke was until my mom hit it. I wasn't sure. I figured it had something to do with the heart, maybe the brain, wasn't sure. Now I know. But every time I see this, I go to anything stroke related, I realize it just doesn't happen to seniors. I realize it happens to people of all ages. It does not discriminate. So many different factors that play into it. Sometimes it could be a weak vessel. Sometimes it could be something like AFib, which is a problem with your heart. So many different reasons why we have a stroke. Sometimes they don't know why you had a stroke. There's a guy in another support group. They have no idea why he had the stroke. It's just one of those things that sometimes it's just up to chance. Sometimes it's the way we eat. Sometimes it's all the stress. I've noticed a lot of type A stress people, you're at a higher risk for it. So relaxing, meditation, things like that are very important. But sometimes you could be doing everything right and it still will hit you. But know that if a stroke does happen to you, it's not the end of the world. It isn't. There are people out there who can help you out. And that's what I love about everyone in this group. So many people reaching out to other people. People have been doing this for years, reaching out to all the new people. Hey, have you thought of this? Hey, have you thought of that? I was talking to this one woman. She was basically told by the doctors after 6 months, that's it. He is where he is, and that's it. And I told her, it's not. I see my mother still recuperating. There's times where she's just on fire, and she's noticed a difference in it. Speech is so much easier for her. There were certain situations that was hard for her, and she can now speak easier in those. She's getting more self-confidence. Memories coming back. She's able to start doing things she couldn't do before. We are 2.5 years out from her stroke, and she's still learning. So never say never. Okay, you have to will yourself. You have to want to get better. And that's the thing about my mother. She didn't give up hope. She's never given up hope. She knows that every day it's going to be better than the last. So I'll let you know the next part of this video. I will be home, and I will let you know how it ended off here and the lovely trip back to Phoenix in the heat. I believe we're in the mid-90s. Do you hear that? That is the wind going through the trees. I'm gonna miss this. Gonna miss this. So now we're at Sunset Point. It's a rest area. I believe it's outside Black Canyon City. It's beautiful out here. We're gonna go through old Black Canyon City because there's like an hour and a half backup because of a brush fire. So yeah. The wind, you can hear this, so we'll have to talk a little loud. So we're at Black Canyon City now. We're at Sunset Point, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And we're on our way home. There's a brush fire on the way home, so we're gonna try going through Black Canyon City, something weird like that.
Traffic is getting worse. You are still on the fastest route. You will now arrive at 4:17 p.m.
We gotta go. Bye. Let's go. We're stuck in traffic. Yes, we are. A 2-hour trip is taking like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Is it going to allow me to do that?
So basically, that was our trip home. It was a 2-hour trip supposedly. When we left the camp, we had on our Google map giving us directions, and it said exactly 2 hours to get from the camp, exactly 2 hours to get from the camp to get to my mom's house. And we left at 1, and I don't think we got home. It was like 5. It was a 4-hour trip in the long run. And I give a shout out to Google Maps because it actually gave me a little detour through Black Canyon City, which really, when you look at the freeway, it wasn't that long, but because we went through Black Canyon City, it actually took, I think it was like a half hour off, which was amazing. And it was kind of funny. What had happened was that there was a brush fire. There's really only one major way out of Phoenix to Prescott. There's another way, but you're going all the way around, which if I would have known, I would have done that. Still, I think I only tacked on like 15 minutes more to the trip, but I would have done it. But by the time we were already down and we realized what was going on, we were committed. There was a brush fire. Like I said, there's only really one way in and out. And it was a brush fire. And traffic will go, there's northbound and southbound, and there's like a strip of grass in between. And there was a brush fire in that. And so basically, instead of shutting down the whole freeway, they just took it down. It's 2 lanes each way. They took the left-hand lane and closed it so everybody was going on the right-hand lane. And it just backed up horribly. And what was funny was right before we hit where the fire was, we were listening to the news and they said, oh, they got the brush fire out, they opened traffic, and it went like that afterwards. So 4-hour trip. It was a 4-hour trip home, but it was good because I was with my mom, and I always have fun with my mom, and we just had a good time, and we just got to talk and just be with each other. And that's what this whole weekend was about. It was having this experience with my mom. And my mother is one of the most important people in my life. She's always been there. She has always had my back. She is my rock. And I haven't done many stroke videos, and I will be doing more stroke videos because I think I'm finally at that point where I can. And the thing is, it brings out that emotional side of me, and I am not emotion. I am logic. I'm not emotion. But it is such this journey is just such a big part of me now, and I think I'm ready to start telling it. And 2.5 years, we've been on this journey for 2.5 years, and my mother is one of the most important, if not the most important person in my life. I'm married and I have kids now, so it changes. But my mother has always been there for me. We've always been like this. She has always been my best friend. I know she considers me one of her best friends. We've always confided in each other. I didn't have that period in my life where, some daughters hate their mother and stuff like that. Usually during the teenage years, I didn't have that with my mom. I did not have that with my mom. And so we've always been there for each other. And I know my mother, after the stroke, had some guilt about me doing all this for her, because I basically take care of her medical needs and things like that and make sure everything else runs smoothly for her. And I told her, I go, you've always been there for me. You've always had my back. You always supported me through my stuff. So, let me do this for you. This is my turn to pay back for her. And so once she realized that, it's been a lot easier. But I hope you guys enjoyed this stroke camp video. And I am pretty sure next year we're going to go. She wants to take a lot more people. So we'll see how that goes. But check out the links below. Check down the links below. I will have the website for the people who actually put on the stroke camp. I will have the Facebook group page, and I will also link. They did a video of the whole entire weekend, and I will, if I can, link that down so you guys can see from other people's perspective how it went. And if you are a stroke survivor or caregiver, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. It's great to surround yourself with people going through this situation, and you will leave in a better place. Once again, those are my dogs. I'll see you guys, and have a good one. Bye.